What's up, everybody? It's your favorite Patriots, favorite nerd. Today we are looking at Sh Figuarts Captain America from their Civil War line. And this guy's got a ton of accessories. We're not going to talk about them right now. We're going to talk about the figure as a whole. And I want to say that I do like this figure, but there does seem something disproportionate to me about it. I don't know if the arms are too short, or the torso is too long, or the legs are too short, or the legs are too narrow, but there is something that is throwing my eyes off about this figure. Overall, it's fine, but I just wanted to point that out. So let's talk about this figure, and then we'll talk about the accessories, because there's a lot to talk about, and the accessories are pretty awesome. So, head is on a double ball peg. It feels like a double ball peg from the head to the neck, and then the neck to the torso. So, tons of articulation. The digital paint that we've seen before on the eyes and stuff, so that looks good. We had this like metallic hair color, and I gotta say, I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I kind of feel like it gives it like a sheen that I kind of like, and then that's been washed, and the face itself has been washed as well, just very thin, very lightly, but it looks good. We'll talk about the detailings, and then we'll talk about the articulation. So we have all this sculpted detail work in the armor, the star, all the texture of the abdomen area throughout the arms, etc., etc., etc. Down here we have these little flaps. They're all sculpted and molded. The wrinkles in the pants, that looks good. The little straps on the boots, all that. So all that stuff looks good. Paint-wise, it's pretty much this black and silver here, and that looks sharp with the brown. That also looks sharp. The neck has 3 different types of color on it. I think it might be a blue base, and then the skin tone and the black are painted on, but I'm not sure. Either way, it looks good. Here we have the tampered Avengers symbol. The red is painted on. That looks good in both areas, and the gloves are painted. Or maybe it's the flesh. It's the flesh that's painted there, and that looks fine. Same for the other side. Down here, the belt is painted, and the silver is painted, and that looks good. And then all this is a single color plastic. So, articulation-wise, the double ball pegs we've talked about. We got it feels like a single ball peg, maybe on a hinge. No, I'm going to go with double ball peg for the abdomen. Works like a champ, though, either way. And then we have another ball peg at the waist, and that works. And you get the swivel mainly at the upper joint, so you got to watch that because it can throw off the sculpt, but it gets you enough, I think. Shoulders are on a ball peg that comes out to a hinge, and that gets you the up and down, and then the swivel is at the ball peg. This is on a hinge this way, so that you can adjust for articulation, so that's smart. I like that. I totally dig that whenever they do it, and it has a butterfly joint built in, so that's nice. Bicep swivel, that works. Double jointed elbow, you get this little disc on there, but I don't hate it. You know, it is unsightly, but I don't hate it. And then a wrist swivel and hinge, and I would imagine that this, yeah, it swivels at both sides, and then you can adjust it, but either way it works fine. Same for the other side. We have the drop down ball pegs for the hips, so you can go up and down to get the articulation that you want. I also think that there's a fair amount of gap there that I don't necessarily like. It looks a bit unfinished in this area. And then it comes out to the ball peg, which gets you a full split forward to there, back to there, so that's good. Thigh swivel's built into it. Double jointed knee, same sort of situation as the elbow, but not hateful. Coming down to the hinge here for the foot, which gets you the tilt all the way up, all the way back, and then the rocker. I know it's there. Stuck, maybe. Yeah, this one's stuck, so I need to take some hot water to that. That one works fine. And then we get a toe tilt, and the bottom of the boot is painted. So all in all, articulation-wise, it's what we've come to expect. It's top shelf. Now, well, I wanted to show you this, and I'm not trying to compare them, and this isn't the Civil War cap, but there he is next to the Marvel Legends one. You know? Now, one's a $20 figure and one's a $60 figure, but look at those head sculpts. I think the proof is in the pudding there. Let's get through these accessories. So, there's the cap head. Now, they're using the digital paint, and that's cool, and it looks really good on this face. But it's really fuzzy on this one. You can barely make it out. From a distance, it's not so bad, but this one looks really bad close up. And this is the head I wanted to go with, but I can't because it just doesn't look good enough. So that's unfortunate. Articulation's good, and you just pop off the neck piece, and then you put that down. No problem. Articulation's still intact, except the head bit doesn't get as much due to the helmet. The sculpt of the helmet looks great, and so does the paint on the A and the wings and the brown and all that. That all looks good. It's just the eyes that look a little bit muddied. So then we have the shield, and it looks perfect. It's like a pearlescent red and like a silver. I got a little bit of schmutz on mine right there, which is a real bummer, but you can barely notice it, but I can't help but zero right in on it. The blue looks good as well. The backside, you got the straps painted on with the metallic silver. Now, you have a number of options with this thing, and they're all pretty cool. You can take this piece, which is a translucent piece with a strap painted on, and these pegs are very specific, so only certain ones fit. Like that one doesn't fit there, so it will fit here. So that fits there. Now, for this one, it's empty, right? So you can take your other strap, which is an accessory, just a brown piece of plastic that's molded to look like a empty strap, and then that is on there and looks secure. So then you take this piece, this hand, which is an accessory, and you get a right and a left version of that, and you can tab that in to the clear plastic and fit the thumb underneath. I'm hoping I don't need to back it out. Let's just do it. Anything worth doing is worth doing right. So tab that in, and then the shield goes up in there, and then this tabs in, and that does work much smoother. And then you can remove this hand, this fist, and put this hand on, and now you've got him throwing the shield, which is pretty awesome. And it's not the first time they've done this, but it's pretty awesome. It looks incredible. I can't stress it enough. Also, you can remove the hand, and this hand kind of looks like a saluting hand, you know, so I think that that's pretty cool too. But wait, Uncle Skullface, I want his shield to be plugged into his back. No problem, my friend. Unplug this bit, take this piece, which is another, it's two pieces of plastic, and tab this end to the back. You still got your strap to represent the empty one. Come around to his back, and we have to remove this piece. Don't lose it, it is quite small. And then tab, and there you have that. And that's a pretty cool look as well. Then lastly, let's take our right arm, and we're going to pop this hand off. We're going to slide this on. We're going to pop this hand on. Oh, nope. It has both options, whether you want the right or the left hand, as do all the accessories. So we're going to slide that hand on, and then we're going to undo one of our straps here, and we're going to tab this in and this in, and now he's holding his shield. And that, to me, is so cool. I love it. I love it. So I'm going to untab this hand here, too. And I'm going to put in his posing hand / saluting hand. And that's how I'm going to have him pose. But the only other options that you have are two, like, gripping hands or posing hands. I don't know. They're not great. This is like the one thing that doesn't sit quite right with me about this set, but other than that, it's such a fun, intricate, and integrated group of accessories. So negatives wise, I don't like the gaps in the hips. I feel like something is weird about the proportions, and I also feel as though I would have liked a different set of posing hands, but that's it. The paint is great, the plastic is great, the sculpt is great. Oh, I don't like the digital. I like the digital paint. I just don't like how it's botched up this one set of eyes on this particular head. The other head looks fine. They just gotta be a little bit more careful with the quality control, I guess. I love the accessories. I truly love the accessories and the gimmicks that are involved in the accessories. It gives you so many options and so many dynamic options for posing. It's absolutely fantastic. And I don't know if you guys listen to one of my podcasts, but I have a podcast called Nerd Rage Radio, and on that we just recently had a very long talk about Captain America and the Hydra agent reveal, and we feel pretty passionately about that. And if you think it's a good idea, if you're going to tell me that you think it's a good idea, my advice is to tell me over the phone or in a text message, because...
Hey!
Yeah?
Did you hear? Captain America? Always been a Hydra agent.
Not in this house, he's not, my friend.
But anyway, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.